Hello there, this is Alex from Who Target Podcast. Welcome people. Today going to discuss the penultimate episode of the new season of Bergerac. We have lots of things going on. We have the two storylines sort of spiraling but also colliding basically. We have the old case that Jim has been involved in the past and got the person sent down who's very nasty and is into kidnapping children. We have that plus the case he's having to deal with the murder of the billionaire's daughter Kate. And it starts off with a really good standoff between Bergerac and his character. I can't remember what he's called now. And Bergerac just eventually tells him where to go. I'm not going to say the word he uses, but Damien Maloney is brilliant and then punches the wall instead of punching him, which is a great bit of manipulation by that character. He's basically saying, I'm not going to... he's been tormenting Bergerac for the whole sort of that scene before we get to the credits with the terrible music. And Bergerac, instead of punching him, punches the wall. So it shows he's changing, basically. But there are sort of lineages to the old Bergerac, the Bergerac who drinks, the Bergerac who's a bit out there and isn't as controlled as he should be. Shouldn't be, the Bergerac who should be looking after his daughter and being the father and being the good cop. So it's sort of, is he a sinner throughout this? Because it's the whole thing Toby Whitehouse seems to be going with this whole season of Bergerac. That is Jim the copper? Is he the white knight, the saviour complex, or is he just basically bad and enjoys the badness basically and likes to do it his own way? And I'm sort of seeing the unravelling, I think, again, but I reckon by the episode 6, he's the hero again. He's the one who saves the day, probably, and gets his daughter back. Because at the end of the episode, his daughter's been kidnapped by the menacing character, basically. Because it's all connect, because I think he's working for Philip Glenister's really nasty, manipulative character. And I've been saying since the beginning that I think Philip Glenister is the killer, basically. He's been manipulating Jim Bergerac from the start of this season. I think it works as one full story, because with the old season of Bergerac, where everybody goes, "Oh, that was better than this." Jim Nettles brilliant. Well, Jim Nettles was, John Nettles was brilliant, but they were always like one episode was one individual story, where this has been a 6-part arc story basically, which I think really works. It gives you more space to deal with characters and their sort of manipulation and how they deal with their own situations basically. So. The second part of the story is the whole, did the father kill his daughter Kate, and what's going on there. Bergerac finds her burner phone, basically. It's in the fish tank, which is a really good bit. And people want to take him off the case, but then he manages to sort of save his day by finding the phone in the fish tank, which is a great little scene. He's still got this whole Philip Glenister character. He's manipulating everybody. He's manipulating his wife, who... is played by the fantastic Pippa Greenwood, I noticed, if you've seen her in other things. He's been in loads of things. I think Green Wings he was brilliant in. And she's basically decided to say, I took the car at the opera. It was me, and she's going to take the rap for everything, because I think the Philip Glenister character has pushed her into doing that, basically. She doesn't want her son to go down, because her son's in a lot of trouble, because he's got gambling debts, and came up with a fake ransom to get the money back to pay the villains off. They're great. That's another really good bit from episode 4 before this, where you got to meet all that and find out what Bergerac's involved with them, basically. There's some really good emotional bits in this episode between Damien Maloney and Surrey Wanamaker, who's definitely back on form in this, I think. They go to the graveyard because his daughter goes missing, and he knows that he'll go and see his wife, her mum's grave, basically. But unfortunately, by the time they get to the graveyard, she's been kidnapped, basically, and this really breaks down Surrey Wanamaker seeing the grave. I don't think she's been, basically, and it breaks them both down to bits. It's a really beautiful scene, so that's well worth watching for that. As I said, I think it's going to conclude next week, and I'm hoping, because I haven't seen it yet, because it's on the You app, not on You and Drama, because I watch Gangs of London at the same time these days. But I think it's going to conclude next week with Jim saving the day, hopefully. The problem is, I think with episode 6, is they're going to do what all dramas do these days. They go, we're going to get a second series, so we need to leave lots of openings for season 2. I'd love to know your feelings. So do you like that, or do you, like me, would like it just all closed down and then go, well, it's a good enough season 1. Can we have a season 2? That's what I'd like. And start all again. But no, they've probably left loads of openings for a season 2, perhaps. Let me know the thoughts in the comments there. So, I'm really enjoying this season. I think Damon Maloney as Bergerac is very, very good. He's very menacing, he's very cold, he's very manic, so he's got all these different angles of a personality. As I said, So Want to Make is excellent. Philip Glennis is excellent as a really nasty, manipulative villain. So watch it. Go on your app and watch it. Don't have those thoughts, oh, it's Bergerac, it's not going to be as good as the original, but it's not the original. So there you go. Watch it. I've been enjoying each episode. If you haven't, let me know in the comments. We need more comments. Add the likes, hit the bell. But news-wise, I got the prediction wrong. I was trying to predict on the Twitter X last night when Doctor Who would be on airtime-wise, and I said 6:30 because I thought 6:30 is about right. But no, they've gone with 6:50 basically. I think they're 45 minutes episodes. So the Robot Revolution is on the 12th of April at 6:50 if you watch it on BBC One. I will be doing that, but also you can watch it at 8 a.m. instead of midnight because they've moved to 8 a.m. for that. I know, I didn't mind it at midnight, but there's a lot of Doctor Who fans going, oh, I've got to go to work next day, or I've got children, I can't do it. So they've moved it to 8 a.m. basically. But as we all know, that still won't keep all Doctor Who fans happy. I won't be able to do it at 8 a.m. this week because I'm going to do Record Store Day and hopefully get the 10th Planet Gorgeous final. If so, I'll take photos so you can see it on my X account and on the Facebook account. I hope you all subscribe to that as well. So yeah, lots of things going on. As I said, Doctor Who is back 5 days and counting now. So enjoy. Next podcast here coming on the last episode, Daredevil I've watched. Really good, but we'll get into that in another video. So bye.